On today's episode, Amy recounts a camping trip with friends Jason, Sarah, Daniel, and Emma. After Daniel mentions a cursed amulet, eerie events unfold, leading to a night of strange sounds and shadows. I had great friends named Jason, Sarah, Daniel, and Emma. It was a friendship that wasn't forced but rather blended like butter. We're all naturally outgoing people. The first person I knew was Jason. Jason and I went way back from college. It was the first person to walk up to me cracking a very funny joke. "Hey, is this seat taken?" No. "You can sit," I said. "Well, I was just wondering something. Will you help me pick the emoji I used to save your number on my phone?" I would have been irritated, but I wasn't. I rather laughed and he smiled. The rest is history, I guess. We have been really good friends ever since, and it was through him I met Emma. It wasn't easy with Emma at first because I guess she thought something was going on with Jason and I, but so did everybody else, and it was the exact opposite. When she figured we were nothing but friends, we got along and eventually became really good friends. Months later, Jason and Emma became a whole item. We all met Daniel and Sarah at a bar where we went to hang out. All I remember was this couple having fun and not ashamed to be themselves. One thing led to another and we all started talking. We would go to parties and fix some fun activities together. A pack with different activities going on. I was at the park one sunny day just relaxing and trying to have my alone time when I got a call.
"Hey Abby, we were planning to take a camp trip and I thought it would be a great idea if we all went as a group. You know, Daniel, Sarah, you, Emma and I."
I paused for a bit because what were we looking for in the woods? I asked him if there was a motive.
"Come on Abby, what motive? We just thought it would be really cool and serene if we all just went and camped with nature and just leave."
He said this and convinced me a bit. I accepted because what could actually go wrong? Besides, it was safer because we were in a group. Wind-blowing trees and a group with camp bag walking. This trip will be epic, guys. It will be a memorable 3 days, trust me. Jason, why are you extra excited about this little adventure? That's how it has been even before we got here. I didn't hear the last of it. If you know Jason, once he's obsessed about something, he can't hide his excitement. We were all talking and making fun of Jason when I felt a cold presence pass my side. I immediately caught my shivers when Sarah noticed and asked me if I was fine. I didn't want to look crazy, so I said no and gave an excuse. "Guys, let's find a spot to camp before the sun goes down because I'm getting tired." Daniel was right, so we camped at a barely acceptable space and set up everything needed for the night. A campfire with people around it laughing. "I have a story, guys. There's a cursed amulet said to be hidden in the woods." Emma stopped him immediately and told him not to say anything scary because we're in the middle of the woods. We couldn't be provoking anything unseen with stories that weren't true. "Well, calm down, babe. It isn't scary, but it's okay if you say so." We continued to enjoy our camping trip, sitting around the campfire, sharing stories and laughing. The atmosphere was relaxed, but there was underlying tension from Daniel's mention of the cursed amulet. Later that night, we were huddled in our tents. The glow of the dying campfire casted eerie shadows on the surrounding trees. I was in my tent, unable to shake off the strange sensation I experienced earlier. It was probably just my imagination playing tricks on me. Suddenly, a distant howl echoed through the woods, sending shivers down everyone's spine. Did anyone else hear that? Just some wildlife, probably a coyote. Despite Jason's attempt to brush it off, the group was on edge. I personally wanted to say we should all go back the next morning, but I didn't want to ruin everyone's plan. Besides, Jason was really excited about it, so I said nothing. The next morning, the sun rose, casting a warm glow on the campsite. The tension from the previous night seemed to have dissipated as we all prepared breakfast and planned the day's activities. Maybe I was just being paranoid. The day was anew and we prepared to make more great memories together. As the day unfolded, we engaged in various outdoor activities, hiking, fishing, and enjoying the beauty of nature. The cursed amulet story became a distant memory. Late afternoon, we returned to the campsite tired but happy. We gathered around the campsite once again, the warmth and crackling flames creating a comforting ambience. Maybe Daniel's spooky story was just a way to add excitement to our trip. Nothing unusual had happened so far. As night fell, we settled into our tents. The sounds of the forest surrounding us, but I still couldn't shake off the feeling that we were being watched. I tried convincing myself to relax. It was just a camping trip after all. It was midnight, and I was awakened by a strange noise outside my tent. I cautiously unzipped the tent, peering into the darkness. "Guys, did anyone hear that?" I asked, calling out to my friends. They woke up, and the air became tense once more as we listened to the mysterious sounds in the night. The mysterious sounds persisted, a combination of rustling leaves, distant howls, and an eerie wind whispering through the trees. We exchanged nervous glances. Maybe it's just some nocturnal animals. We're in the woods after all. I don't know. It sounds different. I thought camping was supposed to be fun, not creepy. Come on guys, it's probably just the wind playing tricks on us. As they were trying to figure out what the sound was, I hoped it was nothing. Despite their attempt to rationalize the situation, an unsettling feeling lingered in the air. I couldn't shake off the cold presence I felt earlier. I told them that I wasn't so sure about this. It felt different, like something was not right. Look, Amy, it's probably just our imagination. Let's stick together, and if anything seems off, we'll leave first thing in the morning. I summoned all the courage and suggested we try to get some sleep. We all went back to our tent, but that night I remained restless. I laid awake. The mysterious sounds persisted, and an inexplicable unease settled in my gut. The first light of dawn filtered through the trees. We emerged from our tents visibly fatigued from a night filled with strange occurrences. Maybe it was just a rough night. I hoped things would feel normal again in the daylight. We gathered around the smoldering remains of the campfire, sharing uneasy glances. Last night was weird, but we shouldn't let it ruin our trip. We can explore more today and head back tomorrow. Agreed, but let's stick together just in case. We spent the day exploring surrounding areas, trying to shake off the lingering discomfort. However, as the day progressed, we couldn't shake off the feeling that we were being watched. We returned to the campsite and the sense of unease grew stronger. The atmosphere was tense and we kept on exchanging concerned looks. I still felt like something was off and we needed to be cautious. As night fell again, the mysterious sounds returned. This time, they are accompanied by strange shadows moving in the darkness. We were all scared to the bone and huddled together, fear gripping us as we realized that our camping trip had taken an unexpected and ominous turn. Gathered closely, we watched the shadows dance in the darkness. The eerie sounds persisted, and an unsettling feeling hung in the air. This is getting really weird. Maybe we should pack up and leave. I agree. I don't want to stay here any longer. Where's that cursed amulet story now? This is way creepier than anything Jason mentioned. This is not the time for jokes, Daniel. Something doesn't feel right. I didn't know when I shouted at them that it was enough. I made it known that we needed to be cautious and not take any risks. We quickly broke down our campsite, packed our belongings with a sense of urgency. The shadows grew darker and the strange sounds intensified. We were on high alert, hiked through the woods and was guided only by the dim glow of our flashlights. The forest around us seemed to come alive with unknown entities. I told my friend that no matter what happened, we need to stick together. No one should wander off. Agreed. Let's find our way back to the car and get out of here. As we navigated through the dense woods, we were all tensed at some point. I could hear the loud sound of my heart pounding really fast. We kept on moving when we heard whispers that sent shivers down our spines. The shivers seemed to echo our names, creating an eerie symphony. Army, Emma, Daniel, Jason, Sarah. Did you all hear that? This is not right. We should have never come here. We all became very shaky but kept on going. We then stumbled upon an ancient-looking structure hidden in the woods. A dilapidated cabin covered in vines and surrounded by an air of malevolence. We were all shocked to see a place like this in the middle of the woods. I don't know, but we need to keep moving. We decided to cautiously bypass the mysterious cabin. The whispers grew louder. Shadows flickered around us, and the atmosphere became really suffocating. Visibly shaken, we continued our journey through the unsettling woods. The whispers persisted, and the shadows seemed to be following us. The atmosphere became increasingly oppressive as we navigated through the dense vegetation. I noticed we were losing hope of getting out of here in time, so I tried convincing Jason and the rest to stay focused, keep moving, and we would definitely find our way back. I just want to get out of here. This doesn't feel right. As we passed on, the woods seemed to have become an ever-changing labyrinth, disorientating the group. Time lost its usual rhythm and an ominous fog settled in. I felt like we were going in circles, and we all agreed that it seemed like we weren't making any progress. This is like some horror movie. We should have never come to this cursed place. I swear I heard something again. But we dismissed it and continued until we got to an unexpected fork in the path. At this point, we became totally confused on which path we came in from. Our phones were reading no signal, and the compass we took mysteriously stopped working. The only thing we had left to direct us was the map. This should be the right path, pointing towards the left route. The woods continued to play tricks on us, leading us in circles until we stumbled upon an ominous cave entrance. We were unsure if we should go in. However, we decided to go in because we passed something like it while coming into the woods. We went into the cave, and as we went deeper, we began to see strange markings on the walls. We saw an exit and took it. Immediately we passed the exit. That was when things really went south. Am I seeing things? We began to experience hallucinations that blurred the line between reality and nightmare. Sarah started screaming. We tried calming her down, but before we knew it, she held her hair and started pulling it out in big chunks. We held her down, but it was like her strength increased and she got loose. Found a big stone and bashed it on her head twice. We rushed to her, only to find out she was dead. We all started freaking out, shouting, and the hallucinations became worse. I started saying things I can't even fathom till date. I screamed to my friends, "We have to break free from this loop!" But each attempt we made to escape ended in failure. I figured we needed to learn from each person's hallucinations. I tried finding the patterns and noticed that it was tapping into our intrusive thoughts. There and then, the hallucinations reduced, so I told Jason, Emma, and Daniel that it worked. It's finally over! We found our way out of there and discovered the road that led to where we parked. That harrowing experience forever changed our lives and the way we viewed things.